Hey guys, it's Destiny, and today I'm going to talk about Sampo and Ruan Mei and just how incredible their synergy is together, and also showing you guys my MOC 12 run in the recent PvP Cup that involves Samias and Vulcan, and also Grimro as a commentator as well. I think everyone did pretty well, and it was really cool to be invited to this, and I did want to thank Tomias for the cool experience overall. So I thought today I'd go over my run and just my thought process when I did play the MOC 12 first half, and then also show you guys my builds in game and explain why they are the way they are. So if you guys do enjoy videos like these, do make sure to subscribe and also leave a like. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. So for today, we're just going to be straight up referring to the video. I'm just going to be playing it, and I will tell you guys basically, for the most part, step by step as to what my thought process was when it came to just tackling MOC 12 in general. And of course, they did the mini build here, but I will show you guys my full build by the time that we get to that part. So, of course, I used everyone's technique prior to battle, and that's why we have the field. So, my goal initially is to essentially break the Mara struck soldier, which is this guy, as fast as we can. The reason why is to take advantage of the turbulence, which this will stack up every time you hit a weakness broken enemy, and it'll just accumulate so much damage that will be dealt to the enemy afterwards. Breaking the Mara struck guy is what I noticed the easiest to do because he is weak to ice, he's weak to wind, and also weak to imaginary, which my team consists of all of this. So it just resulted in a really good synergy for dealing with, for example, this first wave. So as you see, I'm just going to attack with Pela, and I'm just withering down his weakness meter as much as I can. That was just the initial strategy. And of course, I'm debuffing the enemy as well. And of course, I got a really nice break hit with Sampo. This consisted of Sampo's damage, but as you see, also Ruan Mei's damage. So these two, when they're paired together, makes this really strong team for a synergy purpose. Sampo will have increased break due to the fact that Ruan Mei is on the team, but Ruan Mei's break is also something to consider as well. And since Pela also debuffed this Mara struck soldier, that will also account for the damage that he did take. So it's just lining up all my characters to try to deal as much damage as I can and also break them as fast as I can. And as you see, I have one stack right here, but to accumulate stacks as fast as I can. So now we're just going to attack the horse. He's just going to take a bit of damage over time. He's going to charge his arrow at me. And he got hit with the delay, but he also got hit with the damage over time. What I love about Ruan Mei and just damage over time comps, which makes me super excited once we get more characters that do damage over time, is that when the delay happens, they get hit with that initial damage over time, and then they get delayed, and then they get hit with another damage over time. So it's just really powerful, especially if you have a character like Sampo on your team who just stacks so much wind shear. So what I did was, because Luocha got hit, which was pretty nice, I can use my ultimate now, and now these guys won't be able to revive themselves. There we go with the ultimate, and the horse is still charging, but that is a-okay. And you will notice throughout my playthrough of this that I do use Ruan Mei's skill a lot. The reason I do that is so I can get as much energy as possible to maintain the penetration that she's able to give with her ultimate. And of course, Sampo's ultimate here, he does skill, and then the ultimate is going to break and get rid of this guy, which is perfect. And that was my goal for the first wave before this cycle ends, to get rid of him and also break the horse. Because if I break the horse, once this cycle begins, the turbulence will do its job, and then the damage over time on the horse will also do its job. So as you see, the horse is just delayed. Turbulence hits, bunch of damage, and the damage over time also killed him. So now we're on the second wave, and honestly, similar strategy, just break both of them as soon as I can. The synergy with this team, in my opinion, is so incredible because it's just relying really heavily on breaking enemies as much as possible, dealing as much DOTs on the enemy as I can, of course with stacking the wind shears and all of that. Kafka going for Luocha and then the effect resistance happening was definitely a luck factor, but I still think this was pretty nice. And it just goes to show that if you have enough effect resistance, that, well, those pesky debuffs won't matter as much. Plus Luocha, if I'm not mistaken, also has a trace that can help deal with this. So here we're just, just getting their weakness meters as low as I can. I did hold on to the ultimates so I can break them, do both at the same time. And these toughness meters are really low. Now, I did get a question, why did I skill here? I wasn't too sure if I would get the ultimate otherwise. I possibly might have, or I would have been a little bit off with a basic attack. I wasn't too positive. I probably should have checked. Regardless, that's why I use this skill, because I just wanted to guarantee that I could basically get that ultimate just for the extra damage. Now we have Pela. Pela just did a 70k skill. It helped with Ruan Mei's break, and then Pela's skill, of course, as well, being a crit. So we're just going to get attacked. Turbulence comes in. Turbulence didn't do too much, but it is a-okay. This guy's broken. Kafka's almost broken. I do want Sampo to break Kafka, though, because Sampo is going to be our main breaker of the team, of course, as you guys have been seeing. There we go, another 100k from his break and also Ruan Mei's break. And then we use Sampo's ultimate. Sampo's ultimate will increase the damage over time vulnerability. So once Kafka and that Mars Struck soldier get hit with the damage over time, they'll definitely have to deal with that for sure and take a good amount of damage. Just using Pela's ultimate as much as I can. I do have energy regeneration rope on her, so this definitely helps with getting her ultimate super frequently. Plus the fact that I'm using my skill pretty often with her also helps. Pela did almost die there, but it is a-okay because Luocha is just great like that and he just heals up. Now I'm going to use Luocha's ultimate. There we go. And Kafka is basically almost dead, and that's where I knew, okay, this is going to be a 3 cycle, and we should be good to go. So I wasn't too stressed at this part. I just knew that I had to keep up with just, basic attacking, dealing as much damage as I can, just to ensure that I do get the 3 cycle. Here I wasn't too sure who to basic attack, so I was just like, okay, whatever. Let me just basic attack. Then with Pela, basic attack, get the ultimate again. So that. And yeah, it's just a really nice team overall. They all complement each other very well, especially in this Memory of Chaos. And then he went down from damage over time, and I ended up getting 3 cycles. And honestly, this Sampo Eidolon is how I'm feeling right now. Counting up my money right here with how incredible this run honestly went. But now, if I were to explain my builds for you guys, let's do that real quick. So we're going to start off with one of the stars of the show, Sampo. I saw a lot of comments that were like, holy crap, that Sampo was insane. So I thought I'd go over his build. My Sampo is heavily focused on attack. He does have a decent amount of break effect, but in all honesty, it's not as much as I would actually like. My Sampo is not built to his maximum potential just yet. I'm going to work a little bit more on him, but this break effect was enough. Plus what Ruan Mei gives with her skill kit, it was enough to get him an okay amount of break. But I definitely wanted to focus on the attack, which is why he has 3200 attack. So as you guys can see, I have a bit of effect hit rate. Because Pela is on the team, this is actually more effect hit rate. So that's pretty good. And then we have the wind damage. And of course, we are using Kafka's light cone. So this light cone is really, really good on Sampo because we get an additional 24% damage increase. And then every time an attack is launched by Sampo, he'll also get this speed buff. So that's really good. And then Erode is another thing to consider because this is a lightning damage over time, which is based on 60% of the wearer's attack. So this is really good because I invested a bunch of attack into Sampo. So it results in now Sampo getting speed from this light cone, a damage increase, and also allowing for Erode, which basically means that Sampo is putting on his normal wind shear, he's putting on the brakes, and then he's also putting on Erode. He's definitely getting a good amount of debuffs on enemies. Here are the traces. We have 10, 10, and 9. I want to get this to 10, but I am running out of credits, unfortunately. But Sampo's kit in general is just really good when it comes to damage over time. And then this is also helping with his survivability. As for the relics, here you guys go. I am using the damage over time set because what I mentioned was when he does the break and then the wind shear and then the Erode, this should equate to him having enough of those dots to be able to take advantage of ignoring the defensive enemies. So that's another reason why Sampo's damage was pretty good. I have wind damage boost. I have the space set for more attack. And then we have attack rope. I was considering break rope, but I ended up going with attack. And then for Eidolons, he is E6. This definitely helps with his potential for sure. As for Pela here, she is a sub DPS crit Pela. So she has 78 crit rate, 140 crit damage. The reason why she's built like this is literally because I wanted her to be able to deal her own damage output alongside on the team so that she wasn't just debuffing, but she was also inflicting those occasional 20, 30Ks, and even at one point that skilled at 70K. So that's why Pela has that going for her. And she's also using Silver Wolf's Light Cone. The reason why is because effect hit rate, we're going to get more effect hit rate. And then when the wearer deals damage to an enemy that currently has 3 or more debuffs, which is definitely possible with the team I had, we get another crit rate increase by 12%, which basically means we're critting essentially all the time because of how high our crit rate is. And also the Aether Code allows us to do 12% increased damage. So this is just really good for being able to allow the team to do more damage. Our talent is 7, our ultimate is 10, and then our skill is also 7. I would love to get more traces on my Pela. My Pela is absolutely missing a bunch of her traces. And also, I just need to work on her more in general, if I'm being honest with you guys. And we do have Musketeer set because I just like the attack increase, and then the speed increase and the basic attack damage is all right. But the main reason I'm using it is just because the substats are really good. As you see, good amount of crit rate, good amount of crit damage, crit rate, crit damage. We have crit rate piece with crit damage. We have speed with crit rate, crit damage. And then we have the Routinlet set because her crit rate is higher than 70%. Now she also has a skill damage increase. So I used an Ice Orb. I'm going to be real with you guys. I stole this off of Jingliu. I literally just stole it because I did not feel like farming another one of these that actually had crit rate and crit damage. So it got stolen. And then energy regeneration rate because I wanted Pela to have her ultimate essentially all the time active with that defense shred onto enemies. Also, it has crit rate. I know the Pela build is kind of insane, but I got really lucky with relics over the few months that I have been grinding Musketeer. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put it on Pela. Pela is E6, so this definitely helps as well. This ice resistance down is pretty good just for her own personal damage. And then, of course, she has her own ways to increase her damage or just increase her speed, whatever it may be. Now we have Ruan Mei, which is also definitely one of the stars of the show for sure. Without her, the run absolutely would have taken longer. Her and Sampo is just such a great combo, and just Ruan Mei with damage over time in general is incredible. So I do have this signature light cone. We get the damage increase. She has her own break effect increase. We also get a skill point, and then we also regenerate the 10 energy at the start of a wave. I have 7, 7, and 10. All her traces, or her main traces rather, unlocked. For relics, we just have the Thief set. Nothing too special, just Thief set. As you guys can see, speed boots, HP just for more survivability, energy regeneration. We also have E1. E1 absolutely will increase the damage output for the team because now you have the defense shred from Pela, and now you also have this, which ignores the target's defense. So that's pretty good as well. I would love more break effect if I'm being honest with you guys, but fortunately, I'm just not getting as lucky with my rolls. So I'm going to have to work on that a little more. Energy regeneration, of course. And then here's the rest of her. And lastly, we have Luocha. Luocha has a good amount of attack, good amount of HP, a good amount of defense. I wanted to ensure that, he wouldn't be getting knocked out. 120 for speed. And then here we go. He has a good amount of outgoing healing for sure. Energy regeneration rate. For Light Cone, he is using the Bailu Light Cone for more health, more outgoing healing, and mainly just that good stuff. Traces 8, 8, and 6. Oh, I'm so tempted to click this, but my credits will be in shambles, so I'm not going to do it right now. My goal here was just literally get as much HP, attack, and defense as I possibly can on him. And if you're wondering why Luocha and Sampo do not have 134 plus speed, it is mainly because Ruan Mei's, if I'm not mistaken, it's her talent. Yep. Her talent increases the speed by 9.2% for, of course, the team excluding her. So what this does is this allows Sampo and Luocha to basically reach 134 without being at 134. For Luocha, I mainly tried to get some speed substats. And also, I got away with attack boots because I luckily got enough speed with Sampo. I mean, he does speed himself up with this light cone, but if I did not have speed boots, if I were to just take it off, for example, real quick, or to remove it, he's too slow now. Like, in my opinion, he was just way too slow. I'd rather him be faster than that. So that's why I went with speed boots, and I did not go with attack boots. If I did go attack boots, I would likely go break rope instead because he already has attack chest, he has attack rope, and if he had attack boots, I'd probably go break. But that's just my thought process with the whole thing. It was mainly taking advantage of the turbulence. But yeah, that's how the run went. I'm really proud of myself. I loved how Dreamy did as well. She did amazing. And honestly, Dreamy Moons for the win. So I'm so happy we did well. If you guys want more showcases, be sure to let me know what characters you want me to showcase. And if you have any questions about my run or just any general questions about even my builds, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed my run, and also hopefully you guys enjoyed the PvP Cup as well. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like to support the video. I hope you all have a great one like always. Peace.